Hello viewers and welcome to News Zim TV. I am Makanaka Masenya. My story is making the headlines. Fear of death keeps Zimbabweans away from Tajamuka protests. More names of corruption kingpins coming, says ZANU-PF Youth League in the courts. CIO agent in court for abduction and robbery. In business, RBZ gives business window to wind up US dollar transactions. And in sports, Warriors fall Guy Chipezeze apologizes to nation. Now for the news in greater detail. Zimbabweans would have wanted to take part in the national shutdown called by pressure group #Tajamuka Sesijekile beginning Monday, but memories of the violent crackdown by the military that left 17 people dead in January kept them at bay. A snap survey by newszimbabwe.com in the streets of Harare established many decided to go about their daily chores just to preserve their lives.
Sitaya kumabasa kuti tizoshanda nokuti zveshuwa muna nyika ikanzi shutdown kuriko kunobva kuti nyika ifambe azvibatsire saka isitaya kumabasa kuti tizoshanda nokuti ndokwatinowana kuti vana vararame nekuti nyika ienderere mberi. Tikaita shutdown nyika azvibatsire.
Chakuitika izvezvi zvimanje ndechekuti vanhu vauda kungoshanda vachingораramisa mhuri dzavo. Zviya zveshutdown
However, one woman who identified herself as Miriam said demonstrations are not the best foot forward for Zimbabwe, as they have not changed anything in the past, robbing the public time to fend their families.
Kushandi kuradzira. Zvokuradzira muZimbabwe ndakati matazvishandi. Ngozi pose patakaradzira hatina mbona zvakachinja. Plasha vantaura shutdown hanti variko kuva kumabasa avo. Sisi tikaita shutdown tiri munotori.
Anti-government protests called by the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions in the wake of a 150% fuel price hike in January turned into an orgy of violence, leaving at least 17 people dead and scores injured at the hands of the military that used live ammunition on unarmed demonstrators. The ZANU-PF Youth League has an updated list of corrupt people across the political divide and in all sectors of the economy that will be released soon, Deputy Secretary Louis Matutu has said. Matutu was speaking on newszimbabwe.com's current affairs program, The Agenda, on Monday, on which he revealed that the next list will include parastatal heads, local authorities, and very senior leaders in the opposition MDC.
You mentioned ZANU-PF individuals and people in government face, then we don't have corrupt people in the opposition. We have got names and evidence before us against very, very senior people in the MDC alliance and stuff who are very corrupt.
Last week, Matutu led the Youth League executive in naming senior party and government leaders who they claimed are sabotaging the economy. The ZANU-PF Politburo has accepted the league's claims, and President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been tasked with setting up a commission of inquiry to investigate the same. Pupils at Alan Wilson Boys High School in Harare Monday staged a demonstration for the third day, calling for the removal of the school headmaster identified as Njitimana and his deputy Gandidzanwa. The boys also want the Gandidzanwa and his relatives to find alternative accommodation in residential areas rather than sharing hostels with them, denying some prospective pupils accommodation. Before the meeting with the officials, the students protested against the presence of anti-riot police at the school, arguing they were not criminals. The protesting students were holding placards written that enough is enough, Jizo must go, no to corruption. Monday, officials from the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education addressed the learners and assured them that their grievances will be addressed. In the courts, a Harare-based member of the Central Intelligence Organization, Kudzanai Chiganze, on Monday appeared before a Bulawayo magistrate facing charges of kidnapping, robbery and assault. Chiganze, who according to state papers is employed by the Office of the President, stationed at Quality International Hotel in Harare on the 15th of June, together with his co-accused who are still at large, kidnapped Tondere Gwarada and Tawanda Chigudu at Bulawayo Athletics Club. The accused persons allegedly dragged the complainants into their black Mercedes-Benz car. It is alleged that the accused also hijacked Gwarada's Honda Fit car, and one of the accused drove the vehicle to Harare while the complainants were being driven in the other car. The complainants were severely assaulted with open hands all over their bodies while they were being driven to the capital. In business, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has stepped in to allow the settlement of transactions made prior to de-dollarization in a move aimed at protecting those who entered into contracts prior to the policy's inception. In a letter written by the RBZ Exchange Control Director, identified as Charity Tembo, to executive officers of all banks, the Apex Bank said an allowance to receive their foreign currency payments has been granted. According to the RBZ, companies have been directed to liquidate the US dollar they are holding in their FCA accounts at the prevailing interbank rates for the settlement of all local transactions, but they can still use the foreign currency to settle international obligations. We are taking a short break. We'll be back soon.
Many people have been asking me how did I manage it, because they could see that everything was there, everything was just happening, things were being paid. So I've told people that it was through Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. So I would advise everyone to join this Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. Their policy is good because it took all the weight off my shoulders.
In sports, Zimbabwe international goalkeeper Elvis Chipezeze, whose horror show in between the stick epitomized the charade that became the Warriors' final group game against the Democratic Republic of Congo, has issued an unreserved apology to the nation. Chipezeze's erratic performance gifted the DRC 3 of their 4 goals to effectively knock out Zimbabwe, who went into the match at the June 30 Stadium in Cairo on Sunday with a better chance of qualification than their opponents, choked when it mattered most and blew their chance. In a message on his Twitter handle, Chipezeze apologized to the nation, his fellow players and the technical team for what he described as an embarrassment. To end this news bulletin, here's a recap of headlines once more. Fear of death keeps Zimbabweans away from Tajamuka protest. More names of corruption kingpins coming, the ZANU-PF says. In the courts, CIO agent in court for abduction and robbery. And in sports, Warriors fall guy Chipezeze apologizes to nation. Reporting for newszimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masenyama. For this and more stories, do visit our website www.newszimbabwe.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is News and TV.